The Aztec civilization has long captivated the world with its impressive architecture, fascinating religious beliefs, often involving human sacrifices, and remarkable agricultural advancements. What made the Aztecs even more special was their development of the city of Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan served as the capital of the Aztec Empire and was one of the most awe-inspiring cities of its time. No other city in the Americas was like it in the 14th and 15th centuries. When Spanish conquistadors first set eyes on Tenochtitlan in the early 16th century, they couldn't believe the sheer grandeur and sophistication. Yet, how did this extraordinary city come to be? And how did it fall? Let's explore. Nestled in the Valley of Mexico, right here to be exact, is the city of Tenochtitlan. Even when Spanish conquistadors from the 16th century saw it, they were astounded by its sheer grandeur and sophistication. Now, the Valley of Mexico was the perfect spot for the city, as it was 7,000 feet above sea level and surrounded by volcanic mountains. At its center was Lake Texcoco, a lake fed by mountain snowmelt and rainfall from the surrounding mountains. The freshwater supply nourished the land, sustaining and growing rich agriculture for the Aztec population to thrive. Speaking of their agriculture, because of their unique geographical location, the Aztecs implemented unique farming techniques. Aztec farmers worked areas of land known as chinampas, which are basically raised plots of land in the lake where crops could be grown. These floating gardens made the most of the fertile land and ensured a steady food supply for the city's rapidly growing population. Today, remnants of this agricultural innovation can still be seen in how farmers grow crops near Mexico City. So, who were the Aztecs? Well, Aztec is actually a broad term used to describe a group of migrants that moved into the Valley of Mexico around the 13th century. These people referred to their original homeland as Aztlan, thought to be located in the southwestern United States. Over time, historians grouped them together under the name Aztec, though the term also refers specifically to the Mexica tribe and the city-states of their powerful alliance. By the time this Nahuatl-speaking group arrived in the Valley of Mexico, they found themselves in a land already populated by hundreds of small indigenous city-states known as Altepetl, each led by a ruler called Atlatoani. But these communities weren't always peaceful neighbors. Conflicts over territory and resources were common, and dominance shifted frequently among the many city-states. In the early 15th century, three city-states, Tenochtitlan, Tlacopan, and Texcoco, formed what would become known as the Aztec Triple Alliance. Their first target, the most powerful city of the region in the 1420s, known as Azcapotzalco, which had long exerted control over its neighbors. This Triple Alliance allowed the Aztecs to dominate nearby territories, subduing neighboring leaders and using their military might to grow their empire, expanding across 80,000 square miles from the Gulf of Mexico to the Pacific Ocean. So, as the Aztecs were continuing to expand their empire and power, the city of Tenochtitlan was becoming the beating heart of the Aztec world. It grew to be the home for hundreds of thousands and the primary trading hub for the region. But even though the city's streets were bustling marketplaces, at its center was the great Templo Mayor, a massive pyramid dedicated to the gods Huitzilopochtli, the god of war, and Tlaloc, the god of rain. The Aztecs believed their gods demanded human sacrifices, and Tenochtitlan became the primary site for these rituals, as prisoners of war were offered to ensure the continuation of the world. Now, as we mentioned earlier, Spain had set out to conquer the Aztec Empire in the early 16th century to expand its colonial reach in the Caribbean. Specifically at the helm of this conquest was Hernán Cortés, and when he arrived on the Mexican coast in 1519, he recognized the empire's internal divisions and forged alliances with discontented city-states that had been subjugated by the Aztecs. So, Cortés and his new allied forces eventually took over and disposed of the Aztec leader Montezuma II, leading to the end of the Aztec Empire's hold on the region. The fall of the Aztecs was a pivotal moment in world history, but the cultural and architectural legacies of their civilization remain evident. Today, Mexico City is built on the ruins of Tenochtitlan, and the Templo Mayor's remains can still be visited in the city center. The Aztecs' innovation in agriculture, city planning, and their powerful empire building serve as lasting testaments to their influence on Mexico's history. Now, if you'd like to continue your path toward understanding the impact of the Aztecs, visit the resources below and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this.